Okay, your Sunday social for the 17th of January, we've got two 15-minute AMRAPs for you to get stuck into, separated with a 4-minute rest in the middle, okay? Each one's similar in format, so two triplets, both 15 minutes long. So the first one, you're looking at 12 thrusters, 16 bent over rows, and then 20 sit-ups, okay? And then the second AMRAP will be 10 burpees, 15 goblet squats, and 20 plank pull-throughs, okay? So just a few things to note on movements and maybe variations that you can look at, and then we'll go through your warm-up and some movement demos as well. Okay, so thrusters, they can be 2-arm or single arm, depends what sort of weight you've got. Okay, and that's the same with your bent over row. So the bent over row, doesn't need to be heavy, but it should get sort of maybe fairly challenging in there. So 16 reps, you can go with 2 hands on a dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, or you can do 8 single arm rows each side. So if your weight is really comfortable for rows, you can go for a single arm variation in there. And then 20 sit-ups. Okay, for the second part, you've got 10 burpees, 15 goblet squats, and then these plank pull-throughs. So we're just utilising, it's going to be a straight arm plank, and we're just utilising your weight to challenge your core and lateral movement, just to pull, or resisting lateral movement, just to pull that weight through under your body. So we'll demo those in a second. Probably looking at, for both of these, maybe 5, maybe 4 to 8 rounds, something like that. So 2 to 3 minutes per round, and ideally maintaining that or close to that for your 15 minutes. Okay, so 2 to 3 minutes a round, you're probably looking at maybe 5 to 8 rounds. And it's always nice to have a target to chase in there. So you do this first part, you can work hard, dig deep, move well through that first part. Count your rounds in there, rounds and reps, whatever you get on this first part, get your 4-minute rest. That will act as a nice sort of challenge to try and hit the same number of rounds in the second part, okay? Because the rounds are going to be pretty similar duration from one AMRAP to the next. Okay, your warm-up, just going to demonstrate in a second. So just got in here. Okay, so you can work through that. So we've got a few walkout variations, a walkout with different exercise at the bottom, just interspersed with some other stuff. So walkout to cobra, some lunges, walkout to shoulder taps, reverse lateral lunges, walkout with some groiner rotations, just to open up those squat positions, then into some air squats, getting your abs working on those knee to elbow from that plank position, and then some reverse flies. And then to finish off, we just move through 6 reps, so each of your WOD movements, just steady pace, quality reps, just move through 6 reps of each of your WOD exercises, and just rest as you need to between them, just to move through and get a feel for each of those. Okay, so we'll get into some movement demos. And then we can go from there. So as far as the movements themselves go, okay, so whether it's dumbbell or kettlebells, we've got your thrusters in there, so that can be single arm, okay, it's a good full squat, drive up into your lockout, okay, be same with the kettlebell, or you can go from that goblet position and do that as a 2-handed variation, okay. Then we've got your bent over row, so that is just that hinge at the hip, good forward lean, and just rowing in, so retracting the shoulders, pulling that weight in, somewhere around like belly button or base of the sternum, trying to avoid pulling like to the chest and letting your shoulders sort of rotate forward. So nice solid position, or you can go with like single arm variations in there and do 8 each arm. Okay, and then we've got your sit-ups. So same as ever for your sit-ups, good quality reps, and just work hard to keep them feet in a fixed position. Okay, moving through those for 20 reps. Okay, the second AMRAPs, we've got your burpees, good honest reps, chest to deck, up and hands overhead at the top. Okay, you've got your goblet squats, so just holding that weight in front of the body and hitting those nice deep squats with good position, driving down and up, and then your plank pull-throughs. So this is a straight arm plank. Ideally we want that weight, it's going to be in line with your chest, and just set it outside the width of your hands. Okay, so I set my hands about shoulder width or just outside, and that weight's going to sit just outside there. So I'm going to hand off the floor, pull through. That's 1, out and across, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay, so as you're doing them, do them side on. And here, just looking to maintain that nice solid body line, try and avoid sort of bending through the legs and moving around through the hips. Okay, so keeping everything nice and tight, avoiding like that body movement getting pulled into rotation. So we're resisting like lateral movement through the trunk, keeping everything nice and solid. Okay, as far as your warm-up goes, so fairly straightforward. So walk out to Cobra. For each, you've got a few walkouts in here, and just to reiterate, on those, all of our walkouts, we're looking at, you know, coming down, walking, getting your full hand to the floor rather than fingertips, and just small steps whenever you do your walkout. Okay, at the bottom of each walkout, so we've got one of them, we've got your Cobra. Okay, one of them, we've got some shoulder taps. It's just going to work that stability and balance with one hand. We've got your groiner rotations. Just got stride with your rotation in there. Okay, and then we've got your knee to elbow. So that is from that position, knee to opposite elbow. That's driving up and back. Okay, so there are your different walkout variations that are in there. We've got some lunges, standard lunges, your reverse lateral lunge, out and around and back up. Okay, nice solid posture through those. We've got your air squats and then your reverse flies. So reverse flies, we're working that bent over row position, and then just getting that flies, arms coming out to the side and back in. Okay, so there are your warm-up movements. Just a recap on the warm-up that you're working through. If you want to pause on that, and you can just move through those, get you prepped and ready. All right, guys, enjoy.